Our table was charged with talking about goal writing, which is certainly a large task. A couple really wise points that were made and a couple of things that came out of this discussion. One being, as we all know, the challenges of writing goals in general, writing goals that are LPA focused, and then the consideration of who's reading, who is paying for the time. So third-party reimbursement certainly comes into that. So a couple of positive potential solutions that have come out of this discussion. One being education of third-party payer sources as well as clinicians on the rationale for these types of goals. Both why that would potentially fall under reimbursable, and also for clinicians who might be concerned that writing too much of an LPA focus in a third-party reimbursed system might be frowned upon, that we may have some supports from a brief educational blurb for clinicians as well as for payers with that. Another one was the explicit linking to participation within the goals. There's a line, I think it's Audrey Hollins, that in order to do X, patient will do Y. And that alone really gets us thinking about how do you link it back to participation, whether it be participation in the medical care rehab or in larger, broader community-based perspective. So just that cueing alone may be helpful for all of us that write goals. And then there were discussions about what are the outcome measures that we're looking at, what are the outcomes, and changing that perspective from just a verbal output to something that may be broader, linked to communication, social interaction, conversation, which leads to what are the outcome measures and what are the assessment measures that we're looking at. So that will come full circle when we talk about assessment as well. Talked about the SMARTER time frame, where you have, instead of just the SMART acronym, but Tammy Howe in the SMARTER framework, where you have that shared aspect, as well as the collaboration with the person with aphasia, some challenges of how do we support the person to articulate or communicate the goals that they desire, as well as us supporting them from a communication standpoint. So potential things that may come out of this is a goal bank, an LPAA type goal bank that could relatively easily be crowdsourced with the people in this table and electronically and so on, that may really help newer clinicians and help all of us who need to tune up our goals a little bit. So there may be some more aspects that come out of that, as well as more discussion about PROMs, patient-related outcome measures, and how that may help all of us as clinicians and all of us who are teaching students and who are students. So you're getting closer, so I think that means
you want to run away. I know.
Time is up.
I know.